In the meantime, of course, we have a situation, if we put this on screen, of the net zero policy being used to justify more and more lithium-ion batteries being created. And what we can see on screen here is the sparks and the eventual burning of lithium batteries in South Korea, in a manufacturing facility in South Korea. This killed 22 mostly Chinese migrant workers. It injured another 8. So this fire, as you can see, began after the batteries exploded. But then we, in a second, we'll move on to Glasgow, because in this case, well, that was South Korea. So let's have a look at the Glasgow video, and very similar kinds of pictures in terms of the smoke coming out of this. But this was on Sunday night. Firefighters at the scene to try to deal with this. This was a battery recycling facility. But the key thing here is that what did we see on social media afterwards? But we saw allegations that isn't it a coincidence that we had 2 such incidents happening very close together in time, and immediately after the Russian North Korean defense pact was done. And so the suggestion was that these 2 events were somehow linked to some kind of sabotage by the Russians. Well, I haven't seen that. While that was going out on social media, I didn't see that going out in mainstream media. But already we're starting to see the narrative start to build. So this is the Wall Street Journal, I believe, from a couple of days ago. Russian saboteurs behind arson attack on German factory. And I have to say, Charles, I find this really unbelievable. More nonsense, fake news from the mainstream press pushing a narrative. But the suggestion that lithium fires happening in factories, which these things happen on a fairly regular basis, and you've highlighted yourself the fact that the British Fire Service extremely concerned about storage facilities in the countryside for storing energy in lithium ion batteries being a fire hazard, which is not understood. But we've got to divert our attention from that and look at Russia being responsible instead.
On the donkey. I mean, if you can nail Russia for it, then why not? Also, filling pages with this sort of stuff stops you from asking politicians real questions in the run up to the general election. But yes, I mean, what they should really be concentrating on here is how the United Kingdom is using lithium battery and battery storage facilities. And exactly like you say, we've pointed this out, and the fire services up and down the land have massive concerns. And you could tell from that video in Korea, you cannot put those fires out. So it's not just the fire, but it's also the environmental hazard during and after the fire. And there's just no regard given to this. There's absolutely no investigation of this policy to potentially destroy large swathes of the environment. And it's not going to get better.
Indeed. And just before you come on to your energy segment here, Charles, I just want to make the point. These fires can't be put out because once these batteries go on fire, they start generating their own oxygen supply. And that, of course, means that you can't easily put them out. You can't sort of smother them to create a barrier between the oxygen in the atmosphere and the fire, because it's generating its own oxygen. So it's really dangerous. But anyway, you have a segment on energy now.